Und heute bekommst du erneut ein Video von mir und heute kommt ein spezielles Video. Wir haben da Hijacked Hardpoint gegen Crimsix gespielt, so, das war Complexity, die auch so viele BO2 Nuns geholt haben. Es war Crimsix, Turquic, Aix und TP, die waren auf jeden Fall richtig krass. Und im Video, also wo wir auf lang gespielt haben, das war Weltmeisterschaft, wir haben die absolut annihilated, richtig durchgenommen, sage ich einmal. Das war echt nicht, was ich sagen, Alter, das war echt schlimm, Alter. Und ja, ich wollte euch nur mal das Video zeigen. Ich glaube, die meisten von euch haben das nicht mal gesehen, wie krass ich und Masti überhaupt bei BO2 Underground waren. Und ja, ich würde auf jeden Fall echt freuen, wenn ihr das Video anschaut, auch wenn die Qualität vielleicht nicht so gut ist. Es wäre auch korrekt, wenn ihr es vielleicht hinwegsehen würdet. Aber ich wollte euch auf jeden Fall nur zeigen, wie wir halt die richtig hart durchgenommen haben. Und ja, ich und Masti und so weiter haben uns vorgenommen, nur mehr Black Ops 2 zu spielen, deswegen lade ich auch das Video hoch, dass ihr mal einen Einblick habt, wie ich und Masti ungefähr waren. Und ja, ich würde sagen, gönnt euch das Video. Und ja.
For game 4 in search and destroy aftermath if it goes to a game 5 again. Yesterday was best of 3 in the pool play. Today we're playing best of 5. It is a bracket now, no longer pool play, and it is double elimination. So a team here, if they lose, will not be sent home, but they will find themselves in the losers bracket as we are about to kick things off here. And it's going to be, again, hard point on Hijack. This map, very small, and things happen very quickly. As we jump in here on board with Aix of the Complexity Squad. Team captain here, he gets taken out very quickly.
Yeah, but you know, Hijack's hardpoint is just a very, very fast-paced game, and you know, it's just going to be really interesting to see how these teams adapt to this map.
And let's put up the kill feed here as we can see what's going on, and we're going to throw that up, get the CODcaster features all sorted out. A wonderful thing implemented by Treyarch, the CODcaster features, we certainly appreciate it.
Yep, we're still on board with Aix now. Aix making moves here, and they are controlling the spawn here, Fwiz, for this next hardpoint, the second hardpoint. And you see that they're just trying to maintain that. Complexity doing a good job of making sure they don't flip the spawn, they don't push too far. Aix, you see here, backing off a little bit. They're willing to give up these points here to the Killerfish just to make sure that they hold this next hardpoint, which is going to be inside this next hill that they're, or inside this next building that they were just at. Aix picking up a big two-piece right there to kick things off for Complexity and give them a little bit of fire.
Yeah, as we stay on board with Aix, he's trying to get in that hard point. 19-19, it is tied. Complexity is going to take the next hard point as it quickly is contested. And now they're going to circle back here as Aix gets taken out. We switch over to Crimsix here. He's going to get some shots in, picks up a two-piece there as he takes out Rocks as well for Killerfish. And now going to try to swoop in the back. Is going to get a nice assist there. And it is Killerfish that's set up on here. However, Crimsix and the Complexity squad starting to move in here in advance.
Yeah, now Crimsix, it's really important that he tries to lock down the spawn, actually, and no, he cannot do it. I don't like that challenge by Crimsix, and now you see that Complexity is spawning across the map, so Killerfish are certainly going to get some time here on this hard point, and you see Rocks here locking it down for Killerfish, but Complexity already rotating for the next hard point, which is in the engine room. That's the one you want to lock down on Hijack, Quiz. That's the one you can rack up the most time on, as there are only 2 choke points entering into that engine room. So I think Complexity is already setting up for that right now as we speak. Rocks picking up this last few seconds. We're going to go ahead and jump back on board with Complexity. This is going to be too quick. You're going to see him trying to jump down and help his teammates out in the engine room. Now this hardpoint has activated. It is contested. Now Complexity taking this hardpoint, and this is what I'm saying, Fwiz. You have to get this thing locked down. If you do, you're going to rack up a lot of time. Yeah, clearly
Complexity sacrificed about 20 seconds in the previous hardpoint just so they can take down the engine room. As Hastro mentioned, there is only 2 choke points getting in here, so it can be a brutal battle. However, Complexity loses that pretty quickly as Killerfish is able to come in there, knock Complexity off, and take the engine room. This is going to be a costly mistake here for Complexity, as now they're going to be able to hold it down. And Rocks for Killerfish has a shotgun, and when you have a shotgun down here in the engine room, it can be brutal. As you can see, he racks up every single score streak, including his sentry gun. So this is even going to make the Complexity squad harder for the next hard point that they move to.
And Killerfish, you know, they showed up very strong yesterday against Envy, losing 2-1. They took the search and destroy from Envy. It was a very close round. They got kind of whooped up on in the CTF. The hard point was pretty convincing in Envy's favor too, but Killerfish can play, so they're here right now with a 45-point lead over Complexity, and you see Rox trying to lock down the spawn on this next hard point, puts down a sentry gun. This is a very favorable, advantageous position right here for Killerfish, and look, they have control again. Killerfish looking very strong against Complexity early on here, Fwiz.
Yeah, it will be nice to note here that Crimsix picked up an amazing three-piece. However, it wasn't enough, as it is 54-point lead in favor of Killerfish. As we're going to stay on board with Rox. He did lay his sentry gun out here outside, and now you can see he just saw it there. So he's going to move in here, gets taken out by too quick. Complexity trying to set up and get some points, but Killerfish are holding it down. You've got Quickie and Gun Elite that are just able to take this hard point down, and Complexity struggling to get in.
Yeah, I'm going to turn the map here so we can see a little bit in picture-in-picture. You can see what's going on your mini-map in the player column. And yeah, Killerfish doing a great job right now. Gun Elite, it's a huge shot right there. Can he pick up the two-piece? Ran out of ammo, and there you go. He goes down. So as we go into full screen here, you see Gun Elite spawning here. He's going to be making moves towards the top middle of the map. And look at this, Killerfish even going right for the objective here. I like what they're doing. They're trying to bleed Complexity out and just score as many points as they can early in this game and allow themselves to rotate earlier than Complexity can, because they're going to be forced to pick up as many points as they can in that hard point. Huge play by Gun Elite right there. Big two-piece with the frag, coming up with a nice jump shot. Can he pick up another? He'll pick up streaks here, Quiz, if he can do so, and no, he goes down, but Killerfish looking great.
Yeah, he picked up two wonderful kills with the grenade, followed up with a nice kill on the MSMC. Was not able to earn his score streaks, but Killerfish is just on a roll as they now have a 69-point lead over Complexity. And I'll tell you what, Hastro, this team has just been coming out guns blazing. First match of the day, you can tell that Complexity is just a little bit off their rhythm as Killerfish has just come to play.
Kivi just went huge. You got three-piece in the feed. Got taken out right there, but you know what? Killerfish are going so massive right now. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. You see that Kivi is 27-21 right now with 11 defends, and we're only halfway through the game, Quiz. He's on pace for 50 kills at the moment, and that is massive. On the other side, you see Aches even at 24-24. The rest of the Complexity players kind of struggling, and again, Killerfish getting control of this hard point. Wow, this would be a huge upset in map number 1 here, Quiz, if we saw Killerfish actually take down Complexity on Hijack Hardpoint.
Now, would you think it's an upset? I mean, Killerfish has really been kind of proving themselves. I mean, they're such a strong team. I mean,
it would definitely be an upset. Complexity is one of the strongest teams North America has to offer, and you know what? They're just so solid all the way around. I mean, they're definitely one of the top 4 teams here in North America. And in Germany, you know, the Killerfish are solid, and they've made some names for themselves. I don't know too much about their squad, but they had a good showing yesterday. Absolutely. And that's why they're here as the number 2 seed in this bracket. So you see Rox now. Rox with all of his streaks. This is very bad news for Complexity. They're now down by about 117 points. And I think Killerfish is going to take this, Fwiz. If they keep rolling this way, Complexity is in a lot of trouble.
I completely agree. So Rock's going to move down here. He's going to get the sentry gun set up in the engine room. It is already contested here, trying to find out where it is. He got pushed by Crimsix, who had a Remington, but he had Kivi right there to back him up. Switches over to the, I believe, what did he have there? Did he have the caps? I think he had the caps there,
one cap 40 there. Yeah. But looks like Complexity is down there now. We're going to have to rotate around really quick. I'm going to keep in the picture. And now Kivi going huge, picking up a 2-piece. Rock's following it up. And now we're going to have to see what Killerfish can do to lock this down. This could be the crucial moment in the game where they just sealed the deal here, Fwiz.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're sticking on board with Kivi here, he's got 3 of his buddies all locked down in the engine room. They're holding down the hard point. He's going to try to stay out by this entry point. Again, there's only 2 entrances to get down to the hard point here, and they've got both of them really well locked up. As all 3 members, you just saw Quickie get taken out there, but still 3 members for Killerfish holding this down. They're getting a lot of points here. Only, 32 points away from getting a victory here, as Complexity being held under 100 points here with only 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. This has been a shellacking of the Complexity squad.
Yeah, now we're on board with TP. Complexity has to anchor this spawn, and they're not doing it, Quiz. TP is going to get ran on right here by all the players spawning at that back door, and that's just bad play out of Complexity. They look like they're confused right now. This is not the Complexity I'm used to seeing at the moment. They don't even have the anchor on that spawn. It's 229 to 72 right now. This has been nothing but a massacre.
Yes, I completely, I think you said it best right there. Yeah, they have been completely struggling. Complexity has not been able to do anything, even when they've tried to advance to the next hard point, solidify their position. Killerfish have engaged them so quickly, knocked them off the hard point. Now, we are seeing a little bit of a last-minute comeback here by Complexity.
It's not even possible for them to come back at this point. We have 2 minutes left, and Complexity's already beat.
Yeah, it's pretty impossible. They would have to keep them off.
Impossible.
Yeah, for every second.
It's actually impossible.
120 points there would give them about You know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
impossible.
it's impossible. They're not
This game is already over. Killerfish just ran all over Complexity.
It's bad. It was
in this
bad.
hijack
It was
hardpoint.
bad. Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. There's nothing else to do except admire the scores from Killerfish
15
right
defends,
now.
43 kills.
We're gonna go back. We're gonna go on board with Kivi just to see if he can drop the 50 bomb at this point. Now you see some score streaks coming out of Crimsix. He's heating up. Something to mention: this is the first match of the day.
Yeah.
You know, so all these teams are playing this is the first game of the day. Might have a little some jitters. You're not really warmed up. You know, the players have warm-up stations here, but you know they're getting here early in the morning and not, you know, getting to sit down there and actually go through.
But they're all in that situation. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, like it's not like Complexity. You know, both of these teams came in cold here. It's just Killerfish clearly proving that they're the better team when they're playing cold. Let's see if they can keep that throughout. Again, a little room for error when you're playing a best of 5, no longer a best of 3. We'll see if Complexity can bounce back. What I really want to see is how Aches handles himself and the team, because he can be a little hot-headed, and I want to see if these guys start going at one another and lose a little bit of that camaraderie between the team. I think that's going to be the most crucial point if Complexity is going to try to pick things back up. Again, you know, we're going to be going into a search and destroy next game here on Raid, so it's going to slow down a little bit, but Killerfish pumped up, man, no doubt about it.
Yeah, Complexity has got to hate that, but you know what? These are best of 5 matches, Fwiz, so you have to win 3 maps to win the match, and this is just map number 1. Killerfish taking that very convincingly, and there's your final score on the scoreboard, 250 to 124. You see Kivi dropping 45 kills. He was playing so aggressive. He also had 42 deaths.
I was going to say, yeah, aggressive.
But he was very aggressive that game, and I think that's what may have paid off. They always had Kivi in their face there. The
yeah, it
boys.
threw off Complexity a big time.